All right, congratulations. You want to start an LLC in South Carolina. I'm going to walk you through all the steps that you have to take in order to get your LLC registered. Now, this is a disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. I'm not actually going to file for an LLC in South Carolina because I don't need to. All the information I'm going to be using is just educational information. I'll answer all the questions that most people have while they're going through this form, and we will go from there. Now, the first thing you want to think about is your business name. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of how you should name your business, but there are a few things you do need to think about. One is there's certain words that you can't use in the name of an LLC. One is bank, trust, and nonprofit. There are some other words, but those are the main ones you need to avoid. The other thing too is when you're making your business name, you need to make sure you include LLC. So when we're going through the registration process, you'll see that. So if it's Bob's Lawn Care, it's going to be Bob's Lawn Care. LLC is going to be the full name of your business. Something that's really, really important is make sure that your business name you want to use is available to create a website. What I mean is you don't want to go through this whole process of registering your LLC, pay the fees, only to find out that the domain for your website, if you're trying to use your name for that domain, isn't available. So do some research, make sure the domain is available, and that's also really important. And then also make sure that the name is available in the state that you are doing. So make sure in South Carolina that Bob's Lawn Care LLC is available to use. So just do some research before we get started on this. Let's get started now. So the first thing you have to do is you have to make a profile with the South Carolina Secretary of State. Click on the link below and it's going to bring you to this page. There's a section that says log in. You click on that and then there's another box that says create your profile. You just put your name and email address. It'll send you a confirmation email. Now you have a profile with South Carolina. Now that we're here, we're going to click on start a business filing. All right, in this first page, it is going to have you look up to see if the name you want is available. Now you can do this beforehand. Like I said, if you go to the Secretary of State website, if you come here, you can go to search existing entities. So you can search for that and make sure that your name is available. So that's the best way to do that. So I'm going to try and do a name that no one's going to have. Name's available. So if you want to use Bill Lawn Service LLC, you can do that. All right. So we're going to add a new entity. Going to ask you if it's going to be a domestic entity. The answer is yes. For the processing fee, it gives you a range of pricing, which I've never seen before, but let's go to, you're going to click on this section here and go to limited liability company. Okay. Now it's telling you how much it's going to cost. All right. So it's $110 to do your articles of incorporation. So we'll start that filing. And then you just fill in your information here. So put in all your information, your name, your address, and then we will go to the next section after this. All right, now for this section, when I first filled out an LLC for my very first business, this part threw me off. It's asking for a registered agent. And I thought a registered agent was someone that like went to college, got a degree, became a registered agent, and I had to go find that person to be my registered agent. When in fact, the registered agent is just going to be you. So South Carolina wants to know where they're sending all the business documents, legal documents, filings, notices, anything that has to do with your business. They just want to know where and to whom they're sending those documents. So you're going to be the registered agent. You're the one that's responsible for receiving all those and responding to them. So we will fill this section out. So you'll just put your name here, your address there. And depending on the address, most people work from home. I'd say a lot of LLCs, when they first start, they're working out of their house. So you can put your home address. Now, if you already have an office somewhere set up or a warehouse or something like that you want to use as that address, you can. Just make sure you can get mail to that address so that you can respond to anything that the state sends to you. So we'll fill this part out. And then in this section is just asking for managers. So the managers can be you. So if you want to add you as a manager, you can. And you don't have to fill this section out. It's asking which members are liable for debts, but it's saying it's not required. So I wouldn't put that out. Company term. I wouldn't put there's a term in the company. Then here's just if you want to not have your LLC registered as soon as possible, you can use a different date. And this organizer section is just asking you who is doing this, who is putting this all together. So that's going to be you as well. LLCs, filing those, it's just a lot of your name and your address. So you're going to put your information in this section as well. I would hit save and continue, but I don't want to save this information. I'll fill this part out. Actually, I don't need to because I'm not going to fill it out anyways because I'm not going to save it. So what happens is after you save this, it's going to bring you to this page right here. It's the review and pay page. Now the review and pay page is very, very important. The reason it's important is because you want to make sure that everything that you've entered in correctly, and it's the address you want to use, the phone number, the email address, everything is correct. And the reason that's important, well, many reasons, but one of the main reasons is if you change your mind and you wanted to use a different address, you have to pay a fee to do that. It depends on the state, but it can be $25, $50 just to go in and make that change. So just make sure that everything is correct. And then we'll take you to the pay page. You'll just put in your credit card information, pay the, I believe is, what do we say, $110 to pay for that. And then it will get submitted to the state for review. Now, once you submit it to the state will send you an email just confirming that they have received your LLC filing. And then depending on the state, it takes between like 3 to 7 business days to actually file your LLC. Now, once it's filed, you will get an email confirmation letting you know, and you will receive your articles of incorporation. And you need your articles of incorporation for the next big part of starting your business, and that is to obtain your EIN. Your EIN is your employer identification number. It is your social security number for your business. You have to have it if you want to open up a bank account for your business. If you want to hire employees, you need it to pay your taxes. You need it for insurance if you want to get insurance for your company. So you have to get an EIN. Now, there are companies out there that'll charge you $100, $200 to set up the EIN for you, which is absolutely insane. It's really, really easy to do, and it's free. It's not like filing for an LLC where there's a $110 fee. The EIN to get that is completely free, and it's even easier than setting up your LLC. So do not pay someone to do that for you. In fact, click on the link below, and it's going to take you to our page that has a video with step-by-step instructions on how to set up your EIN. We also have a business starter pack that has all the documents you'll need in your first year of business. It has an operating agreement that is completely customizable, and you will need to make an operating agreement in order to open up a bank account. So you need an operating agreement and your EIN. We also provide non-compete agreements, non-disclosure agreements, non-disparagement agreements, documents that you don't even realize that you need right now, but you definitely will. There are over 30 business documents that I've curated over the past 15 years of running multiple successful companies. I honestly wish I would have had this starter pack the first time I started an LLC. It would have saved me months of headache and time, not to mention probably over $1,000. The nice thing about this is a one-time purchase, and you'll have all of these customizable documents forever. There are other companies that do something similar, but you have to pay an annual fee, and if you don't, you will no longer have access to your business documents. We also have a community of entrepreneurs that can answer all of your questions. Questions like, how do I hire an employee? What paperwork do they need to fill out? How do I protect my company from legal liabilities? How do I deal with an angry customer? How do I deal with an angry employee? What do I do if I get bad reviews? How do I get to the top search results in Google for my business? How do I create a website? What is the most effective ways to advertise through social media? How do I pay my business taxes? We have answers for all of these questions. Go check out the business starter pack. It will honestly be one of the best decisions you make as a new business owner. And trust me, save yourself from all the mistakes that I made the first time I started a business, and click on the link below and let's get your business growing.